about it.
Hi, I'm Madonna, and I'm going to be performing here at Uncle Sam's Saturday, September 24th. And it's going to be a really great show, so I want you all to come.
Reindeer.
I'm Madonna, and I want to wish everyone at Uncle Sam's a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And if you think I look silly standing here with all these stuffed animals, you're going to look even sillier sitting at home at night. So come on here and have a good time.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's Madonna, all right, but not the glamorous megastar of the 90s we've come to love or loathe. Sentiments undoubtedly springing from a combination of one's age and political persuasion.
I know how you feel. You don't know if you want to hit me or kiss me. I get a lot of that.
That's the way it is these days. But back about 8 years ago, fresh from cutting 2 singles on a Warner Brothers label, Madonna was looking for some attention.
Everybody, that means all you people out here in Levittown.
It was disco night at Uncle Sam's, but wait, let her tell you about it.
Hi, I'm Madonna, and I'm going to be performing here at Uncle Sam's Saturday, September 24th. And it's going to be a really great show, so I want you all to come.
That night was more exciting than any other night that we've had a entertainer perform here.
We charged $5 to get in, and we couldn't fit any more people in the place.
Packed house?
Packed house, so she was well worth it.
I'm going to sing about the meaning of love.
And I want to know about the meaning of that hair.
That was radical for the time. That was very radical.
Today, like then, Keith Hart managed Uncle Sam's, Hempstead Turnpike near the Wantagh Parkway. And today, like then, Nick Passione owned the place. Today, John Werner is a freelance producer, but back then, he was the cameraman who shot this video.
Hey, come on, take a chance. Get up, start to dance. Let the DJ shake you. Let the music take you. Everybody, come on, dance and sing. Everybody, get up and do your thing.
She knew exactly what she wanted, and she didn't want any white light. You can hardly see her on the tape. She just wanted the stage lighting. And the thing that I noticed the most is that she didn't play to the camera in the kind of narcissistic way that she does now.
Come on, let go. I'm burning up for your love. I'm burning up for your love. I'm burning up for your love.
On this day, back in 1983, Madonna is described in her Warner Brothers bio as the runaway sensation of the season.
Of the season. Do you believe that of the season? Of the decade.
You can't make up your mind. Well, I'm doing what I want to do, all right? And I know you're going to like it.
Coming up tomorrow on News 4 New York at 6 and 11, more never-seen-before video, including the answer to this question. What is Madonna doing with 2 giant stuffed reindeer and a bear in a goofball hat? I can feel the tension mounting out there. So join us tomorrow and find out.
Years ago at a Long Island disco, we hear from them tonight as Ellen Fleischer concludes her exclusive report, Madonna, the Basement Tapes.
His thing is tending bar at Uncle Sam's, a Long Island dance club. One Saturday night, nearly 8 years ago, he saw a young woman on stage with an armful of bracelets and a cross earring. Her tummy was showing.
I knew she was going to be a star. She looked great.
Her name was Madonna.
Madonna? Madonna who? Madonna what? You know, she has one, it's like Dion, you know, she's got one name.
8 years ago, producer John Werner was cameraman John Werner, hired to shoot this video.
She was more concerned with her performance and the audience than she was with the video.
Madonna was what they call a track act. Live voice, canned music. Even so,
He came in the afternoon, sang for about an hour, you know, making sure that everything was right. That shows a professionalism right there.
She came in with a little bit of an entourage, a couple of dancers, but she was like in control. There was no question about that.
the young daughter of the club's owner saw Madonna rehearse.
Shortly thereafter, Madonna became so popular that my daughter honestly thought that I gave Madonna her big break.
What he did give her were some big reindeer.
I'm Madonna, and I want to wish everyone at Uncle Sam's a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And if you think I look silly standing here with all these stuffed animals, you're going to look even sillier sitting at home at night. So come on here and have a good time.
Everybody got to start somewhere.
Today, they're still lining up at Uncle Sam's on Hempstead Turnpike, although the club also goes by another name. The music is still hot. The dancers hotter. And for a little pick-me-up, there's always the confetti cannon. But as good as it gets, memories of Madonna linger 8 years later.
Back then it was a little raw. I mean, it wasn't as well choreographed as it is now. You know, she obviously wasn't the glamour goddess that she is now. She wasn't as fine-tuned physically as she is now.
True, but the tuning process of Madonna and company was clearly underway years ago in Levittown.
Thank you and good night.
So what's next? The people at Uncle Sam's tell us that on May 25th, Winger will perform live at the Levittown Club. And if you've never heard of Winger, don't get too upset, because after all, back in September of 1983, a lot of us never heard of Madonna either.
To behave like this on television.
Well, I'm doing what I want to do, all right?
And if she had her way, you never would. The Madonna basement tapes. Only News 4's got them, and we're not giving them back. Take a look for yourself. We dare you. Tonight at 6 and 11, only on News 4 New York.
And I know you're going to like it.
Some of the stories we're working on for News 4 at 11 o'clock. Sue.
Done. A treat for you now. Videotape of Madonna performing that we guarantee you've never, ever seen before. Ellen Fleischer shares it with us in this exclusive report, Madonna, the basement tapes. Ellen?
When you think about Madonna today with her net value hovering in the vicinity of, $200 million, it's hard to picture her as a young, struggling, not entirely polished performer just starting out. But of course, she once was. Only you haven't seen that image. Not until now. Oh, yeah, it's Madonna, all right, but not the glamorous megastar of the 90s we've come to love or loathe. Sentiments undoubtedly springing from a combination of one's age and political persuasion.
I know how you feel. You don't know if you want to hit me or kiss me. I get a lot of that.
That's the way it is these days. But back about 8 years ago, fresh from cutting 2 singles on a Warner Brothers label, Madonna was looking for some attention.
And that means all you people out here in Levittown.
It was disco night at Uncle Sam's, but wait, let her tell you about it.
Hi, I'm Madonna, and I'm going to be performing here at Uncle Sam's Saturday, September 24th. And it's going to be a really great show, so I want you all to come.
Madonna was paid $3,000 for performing at Uncle Sam's that night. The response was so wild, owner Nick Passione tried to book her right away for New Year's Eve. She wasn't available. So he tried for a January performance, but by then the price had gone up 5 times. But that wasn't the worst part. Nick was told Madonna didn't want to do clubs anymore. We'll have more tonight at 11 and tomorrow on News for New York at 6 and 11. More never-before-seen video, plus inside stories on Madonna, the perfectionist.
Never-before-seen tapes of the rock superstar performing on Long Island. We treated you to some of them last night. Tonight, News 4's Ellen Fleischer wraps up this exclusive report, Madonna, the basement tapes. Ellen?
Thanks, Chuck. Back in the fall of 1983, many of us had never heard of a performer named Madonna, but 1,500 trendy Long Islanders packed into a Levittown dance club to see her. And if you look very closely, you'll see not only Madonna, but her brother Christopher performing as one of her backup dancers. Madonna, but her brother Christopher performing as one of her backup dancers.
By this exclusive home video of Madonna performing in New York City circa 1983. No glittering gold bustier here. This costuming is more early Salvation Army. But hey, don't forget, this was trend-setting stuff a decade ago. In 1983, the body had yet to be pumped and aerobicized to 0 body fat levels. as her not-so-minuscule midriff shows. An observation shared by Gary, surrounded by more bodyguards than visiting heads of state. Not so back in 1983, when there wasn't a barricade in the place. But perhaps the most startling difference is the crowd. Look at them. They look bored. You think she was trying to sell them insurance or something.
I would say the crowd was taking it all in. They were just basically waiting to see what this Madonna was going to do.
That was